Hare Krishna. Welcome back to the discussion on the Narasimha Kavacha. We are discussing now from the 21st verse in the Kavacha till now. First the Kavacha is glorified, then the Lord's beauty is described and His presence in the heart is invoked. And then the correspondence between by meditating on His bodily parts and remembering our bodily parts, His protection for those bodily parts is invoked, and then protection for all the directions is invoked. And now, from here onward, the Falashruti will be described. Idam Nrisimha-kavacam prahladenoditam bhaktiman yapate naityam sarva-papai pramuchyate. So this Nrisimha-kavacam idam prahladenoditam, it has come out. It is ornamented. It is the ornament that has come out from the mukha of Prahlad, that great devotee. Bhaktiman yapate nityam. Bhaktiman, one who is filled with bhakti, that person, or one who aspires for bhakti, nityam, one who recites it accordingly. Sarva-papai pramuchyate, such a person becomes free from all sins. Actually, by reciting verses like this, our heart becomes infused with devotion, and then sinful reactions go away. This itself is potent in removing sinful reactions also. Putravan dhanavan loke dirghayurupajayate yam yam kamyate kamam tam prapnotya samshayam. So normally, wealth and children, especially sons, are considered to be an opulence. So a special blessing. So putravan, dhanavan, loke. So in this world a person will get both these things. Dirghayurupajayate. On top of that, one will get a long life also. And not only this, yam yam kamyate kamam, whatever one may desire, tam prapnotya samshayam, that one will get it. No doubt about this. So Rupa Goswami explains in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that even in prayers glorifying the Lord, there are sometimes Falashruti which are described material Falashruti. These are meant to attract people who are materially minded. And these are not the focus for devotees. Like there are Ekadashis, and for every Ekadashi there is a Mahatmya, and there is a description of that by reciting this by fasting this Ekadashi, one will get this benefit. Or there is a Gita Mahatmya which describes how by reciting one verse of this chapter one will get all these benefits. Now our Acharyas have not emphasized these benefits so much. Our primary goal is to glorify the Supreme Lord and to increase our devotion to Him. But these other blessings are also there. And for those who are attracted to such blessings, they are also described. Sarvatra jayamapnoti sarvatra vijayi bhavet bhumyantarikṣa divyanam grahanam vinivaranam. So one will gain victory. Actually the same thing is described twice. Jayamapnoti vijayi bhavet. So one may attain victory, but one may not himself become the victor, in the sense that if somebody is attacking and one defeats, then one has become a victor, but one has not necessarily expanded one's territory, because one has just repelled the onslaught, but one goes out and conquers also. So that's the Jayam and Vijayi. Vijayi means to actually become a conqueror. And then Bhumyantarikṣa divyanam. So there can be a malevolent, harmful influences from the Bhumi, from the earth, Antariksha divyanam. So from the Antariksha, the sky, and the divyanam is the heavens. So whatever evil influences might be there on the earth and the heavens, and in between, the vinivaranam, they will be countered. Vrishchikoraga-sambhuta vishapaharanam param brahma-rakshasa-yakshanam durotsarana-karanam. So Vrishchika is scorpion. Oraga-sambhuta. So actually serpents and scorpions, these are terrible. Just by one sting they can kill. Vishapaharanam param. So that poison can be countered. And Brahma-rakshasa-yakshanam. So similarly, Brahma-rakshasas are there. Various Rakshasas, but Brahma-rakshasas are extremely difficult to ward off, because they are Brahmanas who have become Rakshasas and they have terrible powers. Their Brahmanical power has become abused and it's now become Rakshasi. So Yakshanam and Yakshas are also higher beings who have great power. Durotsarana-karanam, they are all driven away. Now it's described that poison can be countered by physical means. That's what we are familiar with. But even by chanting mantras, poison can be countered. So this is a mantra which can counter that poison also. So then, bhujeva talapatreva kavacham likhitam shubham karamule dhritam yena siddheyu karma siddhayah. Bhujeva talapatreva. So one can write this prayer on one's arm or inscribe it on a palm leaf, talapatreva, and attach it to the wrist. Kavacham likhitam shubham, this auspicious prayer. So actually nowadays it's a fashion to do tattoos. People do different kinds of people make different kinds of shapes on their bodies. So, and they think this is a decoration, this is attractive. Now, this propensity to mark the body can also be dovetailed in Krishna's service. Although we are not the body and we don't want to increase our bodily consciousness, but if we mark the body with Krishna in different ways. In one sense, we mark the body with Krishna by the tilak. But if somebody wants to do something more, then this is also one thing one can do. Some people can write the name the Ram, some people write the name Krishna. So like that, one can write this prayer. Now of course, depending on the capacity to write, the handwriting size, font, one may be able to write a part of the prayer or the full prayer on the arm. It depends. But the point, or one can write it on a palm leaf and inscribe it. The point is contact with this prayer in any way, even if it is not just reciting, just by keeping the text connected with the body, that will also give results. Siddheyu karma siddhaya, one's activities will attain perfection, success. Deva asura manishyeshu swam swameva jayam labhet ekasandhyam trisandhyam va yah pathe niyato naraha. So one who recites this niyato regularly, ekasandhyam trisandhyam va, so thrice a day or once a day. And the mercy is described, and actually the rigidness of the rules is not important. The mercy is so great that one will get the results and one will become victorious. Swam swameva jayam labhet, and it doesn't matter who does this. Deva asura manusheshu, so the higher, the middle and lower. So anyone who does this can be benediction to all these people. Sarva-mangala mangalyam bhuktim muktim cha vindati dvatrimshati sahasrani pathet shuddhatmanam drinam. So if by avoiding negative thought, undesirable thoughts, impure thoughts, shuddhatmanam, so by purifying one heart, then one starts reciting this. And dvatrimshati sahasrani, that is, sahasrani is 1000, trimshati is 3 times of 1000, that is 30,000, and dva is further 2 more, so 32,000 times when if one recites, then all auspiciousness one will get. Sarva mangala mangalyam, and bhukti and mukti, whatever one wants, one will get this. So this is the power of repeated recitation. Once recitation is good and repeated recitation is glorious. That's why we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra repeatedly. Kavachasya mantrasya mantra siddhi prajayate anena mantra rajena kritva bhasma bhir mantranam. So this kavacha, which is in the form of mantra siddhi prajayate, one will get the siddhi of chanting all other mantras. Anena mantra rajena, this mantra is the Raja, the king of Vedic mantras. Krutva bhasma dhibir mantranam. So other mantras, or some people may apply bhasma on the body. So whatever results one may get by that, one will get by chanting this mantra also. So now we wonder, we say that we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is the Maha Mantra. This is the greatest mantra. Now here it is said this is the king of mantras. So how do we understand this? We have to understand it in these 2 ways. First of all, in spiritual life, there doesn't have to be one best. No, there can be different bests. That is the inconceivability of spiritual life. And there is also another point to understand, that there is transcendental subjectivity, where Hanuman feels that Lord Ram is the highest and there is no Lord higher than him. So he doesn't feel, oh, I am not serving Krishna in Vrindavan, therefore my position not so exalted. No, he's completely contented. For him, there is no reality higher than the reality of Hanumanji, of Lord Ramachandra. And similarly, for Prahlad, there is no reality higher than Nrisimha-dev. And for him also, now when a particular person is chanting a particular mantra, and at that time the Lord's presence is invoked and one is feeling his presence, then there is nothing higher than this. So now feeling is not something which is unimportant, especially in the transcendental realm. Feelings are the highest reality. In fact, Krishna is God, but when Yashoda Mai feels Vatsalya Bhav, that is celebrated. For her, that is the highest reality, and we don't just aspire to realize Krishna as God. We want to get the bhava, which is very intimate. So this transcendental subjectivity is not like material subjectivity. It is something which is to be given up. No, it is something to be cherished. So this is how there is this transcendental subjectivity. And even in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it described that when the Gopakumar, while going through various lokas, comes to Vishnu Loka, Vaikuntha, and there he sees the residents of Vaikuntha who consider Vishnu to be the highest truth. And Sanatana Goswami does not say that, oh, they are wrong. No, for them they are right. There is this transcendental subjectivity, and we should recognize and relish it. So here, this mantra is the highest. So when we are chanting this mantra, we should not be thinking, oh, this mantra is not so great, maybe I should be chanting some other mantra. So now we understand that our spiritual master in our tradition has given us a particular mantra. It is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So that is the mantra which will be the Sarva Mantra Rajena. Mantra, it is the king of all mantras, the emperor of all mantras for us. And that is chanting, that is our prescribed sadhana. It's our primary sadhana. But when we want to remember the Lord, there is also the facility for variety, and sometimes variety enhances the rasa. So especially when Narasimha Chaturdashi is there, or especially when great danger is there, at that time we can chant this mantras also. So the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is complete, but that did not mean that Prabhupada did not introduce the Narasimha prayers for us. He introduced them. So we shouldn't think that there is some sort of competition among them. Whatever enhances our remembrance of Krishna, of the Lord, we do that. So we have a prescribed sadhana, we do that sadhana, but along with that, the important point is not just to complete the sadhana, the important point is to remember Krishna. So in addition to the sadhana, if some other means can help us to enhance our remembrance of the Lord, then why not? It's a war, and whatever weapons can help us, we use those weapons. So we can recite this mantra also, especially on special occasions like Narasimha Chaturdashi, or when we want to invoke the Lord's protection. This can be a supplement to our primary sadhana of chanting Hare Krishna. It should not be a replacement for that. Tilakam vinyase yastu tasya graha bhayam haret trivaram japamanastu dattam varya bhimantya. So one can anoint one's body with a tilaka, then one can to do the achman, basically sanctify oneself, and then Trivaram japamanastu. If one chants this mantra even 3 times, Tattam varya bhimantracha. So one will get protection from the inauspicious planets. Their influence will be removed. Then Prasayed yo naro mantram nrisimha-kavaca-stotram tasya roga pranashyanti yechasya kukshi-sambhavah. So one who recite this mantra, Nrisimha-kavaca-stotram, while meditating on Narasimha-dev, tasya roga pranashyanti, that person's rogas, diseases will go away, and yechasya kukshi-sambhavah, and even those diseases which are born from the belly. So now often abdominal digestive diseases are very difficult to cure. So they mentioned specially over here, and even Lord is actually destroying the belly of Narasimha, so he has a of Hiranyakashipu, that is a special connection. So basically diseases can also be removed by the chanting of the mantras. We know Srila Prabhupada during the last days lived for so many months just on kirtan and just on charanamrita. So we have faith in the potency of the Lord, of the Lord's mantras of Nrisimha Kavacha for doing these things, but our focus is not seeking these things. Our focus is on loving and surrendering to Krishna. So my dear Lord, if you feel that it is best for my service to you that the disease be cured, let it be cured. Otherwise, give me the strength to serve you always. That is the mood of a devotee. And now this concludes with a very beautiful prayer which is filled with alliterations of the sound tama in the end. And this verse also describes the reciprocal nature of the Lord in a very beautiful way. Yathamam prapadyante. As one approaches, one is rewarded. That principle is demonstrated in this concluding verse. Let's contemplate this verse after reciting it. Garjantam garjayantam nijabhujapatalam sphotayantam hatantam rupayantam tapayantam devibhuviditijam kshepayantam kshipantam krandantam roshayantam dishi satatam samharantam bharantam vikshantam purnayantam karanikarashatair divyasimham namami. So Garjantam, that Lord roars. When Narasimhadev appeared, the roar was so thunderous. Now what happened initially? When that time Garjayantam, in response the demons also roared. Yes, you have come to fight, we'll fight with you. So Hiranyakashipu roared and his associates also saw, and they also roared in order to fight with him. But actually Lord, he was greater than a one-man army. And what Nijabhujapatalam sphotayantam hatantam. So just by his arms, the Lord Narasimha did not use any weapons. In this particular meditation, we can meditate on how he has 4 arms and he has a Padma. But in Leela, when he's fighting with the demons, he does not use any weapons at all. Nijabhujapatalam sphotayantam hatantam. So it is explosions. He's ripped apart the body of the demons and hatantam. In this way he killed them, destroyed them. So the challenge which is squashed by him. And then rupayantam tapayantam. So rupyantam. So he looks, where are the demons? He looks at their form, and tapayantam. He torments them. And where the demons may run to various places. Divi bhuvi ditijam. Ditijam is, the demons are the sons of Diti. Ditijam, born from Diti. Divi bhuvi, they may be in the earth, they may be heavens, wherever they be. Normally they are in the lower planets. But even if they come to the earth or even if they go to the heavens, the Lord catches them. Kshepayantam kshipantam. Kshepayantam. He catches and then throws them down and scatters them. He scatters their forces, scatters their corpses, just devastates them completely, annihilates them. Krandantam roshayantam. Krandantam, in anger, he roars, he thunders, growls in anger. Roshayantam, anger. He's infuriated. So the Lord was infuriated. My Prahlad, such a dear devotee. How dare this Hiranyakashipu try to attack and torture and murder Prahlad? I will destroy him. And he was so angry that nobody could check his anger. And actually, even after Hiranyakashipu was killed, Narasimhadev remained angry. His anger did not subside. Why is that? Because the Devatas came and approached him to try to pacify him, but even they did not succeed. Why? Because he was angry even with the Devatas. He said, when my devotee was in danger, you neither protected nor protested. You did not come to protect him, and nor did you protest. Hey, what are you doing? How are you killing such a small boy, like attacking and trying to kill such a small boy? So therefore, their prayers also did not satisfy him. So Lord is roshayantam, he is angry. But at the same time, dishi satatam. So whichever direction the demons come, he destroys them. But that same Lord, satatam, samharantam, bharantam. So from here onwards, the whole focus changes. So those who approach him with devotion, samharantam, bharantam, he perfectly, completely maintains them, sustains them, protects them. Vikshantam, purnayantam, he's glancing at them Purnayantam, perfectly. Karanikarashatair divyasamham namami. Karanikarashatair. So his hundreds of hands and kara, the same hands which are ripping apart the demon, those hands are blessing the devotee. We know this Lord who was so fierce, so ferocious. And everybody was fearful, even Lakshmi Devi was fearful. But when Prahlad came and offered obeisances, going down, then what happened? That Lord was roaring like a lion that he was. He started purring like a cat. And very gently, lovingly, he touched the head of Prahlad, blessed him, and a beautiful broad smile came on his face. So that Lord is Vikshantam Purnayantam. He glances and protects his devotees. With his hands, he blesses. Prahlad Maharaj played, my dear Lord, that this blessing of the hand on the head, even the Ramadevi did not get it. Nobody else got it. How extraordinarily merciful you are. That I, who am born in a demon family, you are giving this blessing. So such a Lord, Divya Simham Namami. To such a divine lion, I offer my obeisances. How wonderful is he that his love manifests for the devotees in sustaining them completely. And normally anger and violence are not very appealing. But when the anger and violence is a manifestation of love, so the Lord is not angry for the sake of anger, the Lord is not angry for the sake of hatred. The focus is not that he hates Hiranyakashipu, actually he loves his devotees. So when that anger is an expression of love, then that anger is actually pleasing. Now, normally, unless we have very strong emotions for something or someone, we don't get angry in connection with that thing. So when we see the anger of the Lord, that also demonstrates to the devotee how much the Lord cares. That Lord who is self-satisfied, who is perfect and complete, who doesn't need anything, who is not disturbed by anything, but that Lord becomes disturbed when there is danger for his devotee. And that Lord becomes infuriated, wanting to protect his devotees. So such is the Lord who is so bhaktavatsal, who is so much a lover of his devotees. And that Lord who manifested to protect Prahlad, that Lord can manifest to protect all of us when we pray to him, when we chant stotras glorifying him, and when we invoke his presence. So Nrisimha-kavaca can become a means for us to intensify our remembrance of Lord Narasimha and seek his protection. Thank you very much. Shri Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Nrisimha-kavaca-stotram ki jai. Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.